we had Dave Roberts on the show on Monday, and I asked the Dodgers skipper the day before the game one, in which Justin Turner came up big in a big spot, what makes this young man so great?
It's a magical ascension. And I think that, but he's a magical person, and he's a heck of a baseball player, and all the things that have come his way, he's earned, and no one works harder. He's as blue collar as they get. He loves being a Dodger. He's a winner, and in big spots, man, this guy doesn't shy away from the big moment, and so. I've said it many times, Rich. He's the glue to our ball club, and we wouldn't be here without him.
And the Dodger glue in Dodger Blue, joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show, Justin Turner, fresh off of that big home run in game number 1 in the World Series. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing fine. What does it mean to hear stuff like that from your skipper?
Yeah, Doc and I have a great relationship, and he pumps me full of confidence every day, and tries to keep me going and keep me talking to the guys and making sure everyone's on the same page, pulling in the same direction. And obviously, he's a world champion, and I'm just trying to get in that club with him.
Well, I guess before we get to the present day, I'd love to talk with you about your journey, Justin, because it's so fascinating to me. The number of times many of my listeners and viewers have also been told the word no or you can't in their careers or in their lives, I'm sure is too numerous to mention. What was it about your journey that makes you who you are today, having been in the Orioles and Mets organization for as long as you did? Now you're a Dodger doing what you're doing.
Yeah, just, obviously, I think as a kid you grow up dreaming to play professional baseball, and then for the Reds to take that opportunity and draft me was pretty excited. And then a couple years down the road, you get traded, so that's a little confusing. You're not really sure what that means. Like, do they not want you, or is it a good thing because another team does want you? And then, the next year you get designated for assignment by the Orioles, and not sure what's going on there, what's going to happen, but luckily enough got an opportunity with the Mets, and they gave me a chance to stay in the big leagues for 4 years. And right when I thought I was starting to figure things out offensively, they decided I wasn't going to be able to help their team anymore, and was non-tendered and became a free agent, and didn't know what was going to happen. Spent the whole offseason trying to figure out where I was going to play, if I was going to play, if any team was going to take a chance. And luckily for me, a guy named Ned Coletti went out on a limb and offered me a contract to play with the Dodgers. And now here I am today.
Yeah, the rest is actually, also postseason history, and we'll get to those numbers if you don't mind in a second. But I guess so Ned Coletti gave you the chance. Who else has helped shape you to become the beast that you have become, Justin?
Well, yeah, baseball was ingrained in me from the time I was 2.5, 3 years old. I've had a bat in my hand. My dad's coached me all the way up until my freshman year of high school. He coached my travel ball teams throughout high school. But there's been a lot of guys that, have had an influence in my life. George Horton was the head coach at Fullerton when I played there, and the amount of baseball information that he was able to pass on through me, I think has made me a smarter baseball player than I would have been if I hadn't had that experience. And then going through, the minor leagues and in the major leagues, and you meet different people and you have different conversations with guys, and the chance to play with Marlon Byrd in 2013, which led to Doug Latta, who basically helped me completely restructure my swing and change the way I think about hitting, and help me get the ball in the air a little bit more and slug a lot more. So that was a crucial part. And then also when I got here with the Dodgers, our strength coach, Brandon McDaniel, actually moved his family from Omaha out to L.A. in the off season so he can stay here and train with Kenley Jansen and myself. And, physically these last 3-4 years as Dodger, I've been probably in the best shape of my life, and a lot of that's a credit to Brandon.
Justin Turner, Dodgers third baseman, joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, I'm just doing the math. You were just about to be 4 years old here in Southern California when Kirk Gibson hit that home run off of Dennis Eckersley, and here you are on an anniversary night, same exact night, walking off against the Cubs. If you had told that kid growing up in Southern California that you'd do something like that, what would that kid say, Justin?
I probably would have said that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. But I was glued to the TV. I watch baseball all the time, 24/7. I love the game. I'm a student of the game. I don't by any means think I have anything figured out, but it's exciting to go to the field and talk to guys and have conversations and get different perspectives and just continue to learn about this game that I love so much. And I don't think anyone will ever have it completely figured out, and that's the beauty of it. You show up every day, and it doesn't matter what it says on paper. You got to go out there and you got to play 27 outs, and you got to beat another team that wants to win a game just as badly as you do. So, that little kid would have been really pumped if he heard that.
Have you heard from Gibson since then?
I did. He texted me the next morning and congratulated me and said it was awesome. And, I texted him back and said, how great it was and that I couldn't imagine doing that in a World Series game. And he said, keep going and you'll get your chance. So it was a pretty cool exchange. And, coming from Gibby, who, like you just said, since the time I was 3, he's known in my family as a Dodger legend is pretty special.
Justin Turner, Dodgers third baseman, fresh off that home run in Game 1, joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, now in terms of what you just said, got to turn the page. Doesn't matter what you did last night. Here comes Justin Verlander. What challenges do you believe he presents this evening, Justin?
Yeah, just 4, quality pitches. Comes at guys. He attacks. He's got mound presence out there. He's got that kind of that Clayton Kershaw mound presence where he doesn't waver. He's not afraid of anything. He's going to attack you. Or he's going to go at you. And obviously the stuff's good. So for us, it's about breaking him down, making sure we get him in the strike zone, and hopefully running that pitch count up as much as possible so we can get him out of the game and get in that bullpen.
Well, interestingly enough, the teammate of yours who would have the most experience against Verlander and certainly be able to download you with the most knowledge, and I think you know where I'm heading with this, is Adrian Gonzalez, who's sitting on a local TV sports show and not with the team. And there's so much conversation about it, so much criticism heading in his direction, and others saying where to back off. What would you tell the people who are having this conversation about Adrian Gonzalez not being with the team right now, Justin?
Hey, I talk to Adrian every single day, and he shoots me texts before, during, after games, and we're constantly talking. He's been one of my best friends on this team for 4 years now, and I have nothing bad to say about the guy. I mean, just because he might not have been there for a few games physically doesn't mean he's not still talking to every one of us and watching the games and pulling for us and getting excited. And, I can promise you when I hit that home run last night, he was sitting there wanting to take a selfie like we always do. So that's one of my best friends. He's a Dodger. He's a true Dodger. He cares. He loves this team. He loves the city. And, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And then let's hit the Wayback Machine just a little bit. Last night, we're sitting there thinking how hot it was. Was it difficult to perform in that heat, 103 degrees for a fall classic, your first World Series game, Justin, to focus like that?
I don't think it was difficult to focus, but it was hot. It was hot like it's not even hot in the summer here hot. I think the worst part was being out on defense and your hand is just sweating so much in your glove. You keep trying to, take your hand out and dry it off. So, your glove's not slipping off your hand when a ball gets hit to you. So, but, at the same time, they're playing in the same temperature. There's no excuses. You go out and play, and we actually like when it's hotter here in LA. It means the ball flies a little better.
Okay. And I do have to ask this question, Justin. I know you're focused. I know you're locked in. But when you step in against Dallas Keuchel, do you notice the beard? Do you say that's a pretty nice looking beard? Beard on beard respect. Do you have that moment in the batter's box?
Yeah, not in the batter's box. We played the Astros a couple of years ago in interleague play,
okay,
and didn't actually get a chance to face Keuchel, but I saw him by the batting cage, and I definitely complimented him on his beard and how nice it was. But like I said, media day, the day before, the beards aren't throwing pitches. The beards aren't taking swings. It's just about the guy underneath the beard. And,
nice.
That's all just a side conversation.
It's just the man behind the beard. It's not the beard itself. That said, how much maintenance does yours require, Justin? What was the last time you actually took a scissor to that thing?
Well, I'm going to say that's the difference between Dallas and myself. He keeps his extremely well groomed, and I don't think there's a hair out of place in his beard. Me, on the other hand, whatever happens. I just let it go, and maybe a couple of times a week run a comb through it or something, make sure there's no breadcrumbs in there. But other than that, yeah, I just let it have a mind of its own.
And there's no female in your life that's saying you got to do something about this?
Court, my fiance, she actually doesn't mind it. So
okay,
she doesn't mind it. She's all on board with it, and yeah, she lets me be whoever I want to be. Well, that's why I love her.
Understand. She loves you for the man behind the beard, right, Justin?
Exactly.
Although I would imagine, I don't know, we've just kind of met over the phone here. Does she know you without a beard? I mean, she would just only know you with a beard as a bearded guy, right?
No, she knows me with a very, very, when we first met, I had a very short, manicured, I don't know how to say that, neat-looking beard.
Now there's this. Now you have this.
And now there's the caveman beard.
Exactly. And a great postseason so far, and good luck beyond, Justin. And I hope to chat with you very soon. And it's really been enjoyable chatting with you and watching you play here in Los Angeles.
All right, thanks, Rich. I appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Anytime. Justin Turner at RedTurn2.
For more Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Rich Eisen Show app.